This is Niki Rowland, and I thought I would share today a quick flip through of my December daily base pages. I do a December album every year. I don't really follow December Daily by A. Edwards or the Journal of Your Christmas by Chamel. I tend to just do my own thing. I make all of my base pages in advance. I do pages 1 through to 31 of December, obviously, yeah, I do all my base pages in advance, so they're all done, and then about once every 10 days or so in December I print all my photos and write in my journaling. And I find that method really works for me. I know lots of people have different methods and different things works for different people, but this really is definitely the best method for me, and I've done it many years now. So I am going to have a flip through. I've got my lovely gold album. I think it's by Project Life. I can't remember now. I'm pretty sure it's Becky Higgins' Project Life gold album. I've taken all my pages out of the page protectors so I can show them to you in a bit more detail. So let's get rid of this. Okay, so I'm using the Merry Days collection by Crepe Paper. I had the 6x8 pad, white cardstock, and almost all the embellishments. So I had the gold alphas, which were like phrase and accent thickers. I had the chipboard. I had the cardstock stickers. I had the gold stars, the hanging stars. So they came with twine and golden stars. Awesome. The cardstock stickers, I think I said that already. Loads of stuff. And I had one 12x12 paper, which was the cut apart sheet in the collection. And as soon as I got that, I just cut it all into pieces. And I've added a few sequins. And the other thing that features heavily in my December Daily album, or December album, is the set of numbers by Bramble. They are awesome. They come with a set of all the numbers from 1 through to 31. They also come with this December 2018 title and a few other bits and pieces along the way, which I will show you. Okay, so this is just my introduction page, so there's nothing to see really other than my front cover, just December 2018, nice and simple. And I've obviously decorated that with lots of sequins and some stars from the sticker sheet and from the Thickers alphabet. And then flip through over to page 1 and 2. So this will be the first day in December, day 1. I've used ephemera, stickers, puffy stickers. There's these lovely button things, fabric buttons. They're just sticky on the back though, so they're not brads or anything. They do look like brads, but they're not. And here is the start of the Bramble numbers. So this is number 1. I love the fact that they're all slightly different. So number 1 is an ornament, number 2 is also an ornament but a different shape. I've got the clips here and one of those gold stars. The gold stars came in a pack of 12, but they are double-sided, so I actually managed to prise the layers apart so that I gave myself 24 golden stars. Obviously want to get the most out of my kit as I possibly can. This is one of the journaling cards from the cut apart paper. You'll notice, well, you might not be able to see it from here, but you'll see that basically everything that's stuck down isn't actually stuck all the way down, because I need places to insert my photos and tuck them under. That one's stuck down, but like that, for example, isn't. This is not stuck at the top, so I can slot my photos in if I want to. So that's page 1 and 2. Then pages 3 and 4. These are the Bramble numbers. Absolutely gorgeous. There we go. When I have, the way I work my album is I have a sheet of white cardstock on the left page, opposite a sheet of pattern paper. Now this year I used the 6x8 paper pad. In the past it's always been 6x6. I think the 6x8 actually is perfect for a December album like this that's in 6x8 size. And at the top of the papers, in the paper pad, there's a small manufacturing strip. Not really a manufacturing strip, but another pattern of one of the papers that's in the paper pad. Does that make sense? And it has a hole in the middle for hanging up in a shop display. So, but I've managed to use all of those, but cover the hole up that's in the middle. So I have the pattern paper on this side, and I have the coordinating strip from the paper pad on the other side, which is the white sheet. So yeah, that's what those are, if anyone was wondering. And moving on to page 5 and 6. I love that this Bramble Fox number is actually written rather than a number. That's quite cool. And these is the twine that was from the Hanging Stars thing. And I've got just some ephemera in there. Again, the pattern paper and the coordinating strip. Also, I had the clips, the paper clips from the Merry Days collection, and some of them I've used as paper clips, but mostly I've just pulled off the embellishments off the top and used them as embellishments on their own. The Bramble Fox numbers I tend to back with something, so this one was white, and it was going to be on a white background, so it wouldn't have shown up very well, so I've just mounted it on a tiny piece of pinky coloured paper, just so that it shows up nicely. The same with the tag over here. I've actually mounted that on one of those golden stars, so that it's showing through as glitter. My favourite. Now this is page 7 and 8. I quite often don't have a place to put my photos specifically. In this case, I wanted to use this frame, but I didn't want what was in the middle of it, so I've covered it over with a piece of white card. That is crying out for a photo. My photo probably won't be exactly the right size for that, so it might just be a small one that sits kind of in this corner. I can put my journaling under here, but I think that's the only place in the album that I've made a specific photo mount. I try not to do that so that I've got lots of scope in case I have like 10 photos from that day that I want to try and get in, or just having the one photo mount is quite restrictive. So I try not to do that, but I did on this occasion because I wanted to get in this frame. I still don't necessarily have to put a photo in there. I could put my photo here, like if it was a landscape one, for example, and then I could write my journaling in here. So I'm pretty flexible there. My number 8 from my Bramble Fox numbers collection was missing for some reason, or I couldn't find it. It's lost. It's disappeared somewhere. So I had to improvise, and I've made a giant number 8 for this page instead. I hopefully will get a number 8 at some point and add it in later, but at the moment I don't have a number 8, so that's why that page is like it is, and actually it's quite a nice feature, so I thought I would go with it. And because there's no number 8 in I don't have a number 8, I've put one of the other Bramble Fox perspectives in that came in the same numbers kit, so as well as all of the numbers and the December 2018 on the front. It came with this lovely little snowflake. Then pages 9 and 10, I've gone bauble crazy over here. The number 9 was a bauble too. I had to mount it on white, even though it's going on the white background. I didn't want the strings to show through, so I've still backed it anyway. And then these are all from the chipboard sheet, one of the Hanging Stars. It's still only doubles, so single-sided. And it's stuck down, so it doesn't matter. It's not going to turn over. Page 10. Again, chipboard, one of those lovely clips, but I've pulled off the top of the clip and just used the embellishment, not the actual paper clip. Then move on to page 11 and 12. And I went really sparkly gold on this page. I love the word twinkle, great from the thickers. I mounted my Bramble Fox number on the gold glittery star. Same over here, still going along with the coordinating strip on the other side. This is probably my least favourite embellishment in the whole Merry Days kit. I just don't really like the colour, but it works on this page because I've stuck to that tone-on-tone effect. So obviously this colour was present in this paper, so I've done that, and I pulled out a label that's from the cut apart sheet that also matched it, and they've made it work. So even though it's not my favourite embellishment, I still managed to get it into my album. Obviously, I wanted to use as much of my kit as possible, and I wanted to use every last piece basically in my December album, so that's what I've done. And I have got that in. So 11 and 12, moving on to pages 13 and 14. I've got a couple of tags here, and the Bramble Fox numbers, again, I've mounted them. So this one's mounted on white, this one's just stuck directly onto the gold star. Again, I have a photo mount here. Again, it doesn't have to be a photo mount, I could write my journaling on there. It's going to be tough to write my journaling onto this pattern paper because it's quite dark, so therefore it might be a good place for journaling to go, and then I can put my photos down here. You could have one same as that, for example, to make up the, to mirror this shape. Okay, so 13 and 14. Page 15, I've made a little pocket. So I've got a tag there which I could do my journaling on the back, and Dear Santa, a piece of ephemera there. And then I've managed to use a paper clip here as a paper clip, so it's on there like that. So yes, that's a slightly different page there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my photos. They could go here, they could go at the top, they could go on the tag, anywhere. Then this is page 16. I love this red frosty style perspective, and I've just stuck that directly onto the glitter so that it stands out. This is from the cut apart sheet. I distressed all of the edges of my cut apart sheet, just because my trimmer blade was a bit dodgy. I was doing this away on holiday, so I didn't have my guillotine with me. I only had my little trimmer, and my blade wasn't particularly sharp, so I went around and just distressed all of the edges of all of these pieces that I cut with my trimmer. And then I actually trimmed this down because it was a bit big on my page, you see, so I've used the offcuts there and there. Love these little puffy stickers that are part of the Merry Days collection. They just add little tiny details everywhere. I've got 2 of the fabric buttons there too. Okay, so that's up to page 16. Then the next lot. So 17 and 18. I really love this 18. It's 8 and then the word teen, which I think is really cool. And again, I've kind of tried to mount them. So this one I've mounted on pink paper and then stuck it onto the star. And this one I've got the 8 on a clearish part of the snow globe. That's cut from the cut apart sheet, and the other half, the teen, on the gold, so that it shows up okay. Again, a coordinating strip there, and I tried to also pull in this, which is from the cut apart sheet too, all coordinating, so that's kind of my thinking there. 19 and 20 is, I went a bit crazy with the thickers, the gold puffy phrase and icon thickers, and I've got the 2 snow globes in there and a little one that is from one of the pattern papers that came in the 6x8 kit, and there was lots of them, so I've just cut them all out. That one looks like it's a bit wonky. Okay, and then I've used those, and that's the little puffy sticker from the puffy sticker sheet. Another fabric button. Love these little puffies, they're so lovely. Love that number, and this one I love the fact that it's written again rather than an actual number. It's great that not a single one of the Bramble Fox numbers are the same. I love them. They just give a wonderful variety throughout my album. I hope, Bramble Fox, you make these every year. They are awesome and make my number making for December Daily so easy. Okay, moving on to page 21 and 22. Yep, I've used a small amount of the coordinating strip down here, so instead of the whole 6-inch piece, I've cut it down and only got a small bit there, and some stockings, and these are mostly stickers from the sticker sheet. This one I think is also a sticker, yeah, but I've raised it up at the top, added a few little sequins for some sparkle. Now this is going to be tough to journal on. I might end up doing some like white journaling strips or something for on here. Okay, we'll move on to 23 and 24. So 24, because it's Christmas Eve, I've got the piece of ephemera there that actually says Christmas Eve. There's a sticker that says December 24th. Then there's obviously stockings and Santa on his sleigh with his reindeer. So that one is quite specific to day 24. Whereas most of my pages aren't. They're not done with anything in mind really. The Bramble Fox numbers again. 23 I've mounted on a piece of pink paper. 24 just sits on top of the Christmas Eve piece of ephemera there. Love the golden stars. The word jingle is from the sticker sheet. And then we're on to the main event, Christmas Day. So the 25th. Now I didn't use my 25 Bramble Fox number just because there was this giant gold 25 sticker on the sticker sheet and I wanted to use that. So I'm going to save my number 25, which is in that beautiful frosted red, and I'm going to use that on a layout instead about Christmas Day. Yeah, so this I always do a double page spread for Christmas Day, and this is ephemera which I have not stuck down. I hope to have a full page 6x8 portrait photo of the children. I normally do that, or try to achieve getting their perfect shots. Is getting more and more difficult as they don't stay still. So I'm hoping to print that and put that there, but I still make a page just so that I know. I don't want it just a photo slotted in, I want something on there, so hence why I've got the Merry Christmas and this bit here, but they can both be peeled off. They're only tacked on. They can be peeled off and the photo can be stuck on there. It might be slightly smaller than the 6x8, so I might trim it down and give it the white border and then add those bits on the top. So it also depends on how my photo is. If something's up in this corner, or if the photo is quite low and there's something going on down here, then I won't be able to do these. So anyway, they're just tacked on, and we'll see how the photo turns out on the day. So that's Christmas Day, special delivery, Santa obviously. And then page 26 and 27. Okay, starting to run out of stash by now, but just about managing. So yeah, I've mounted 26 onto a red circle. I think it's a sticker. Yeah, it is. That's from the cut apart sheet, and another one of those clips. Fabric button over here, 27 mounted onto a piece of red and then stuck on a swan. That's me giving out presents. And then 28 and 29. This is a very busy pattern paper, so that's why I have a large piece of white on there as well. Yeah, just this one's quite easy. So 28 is mounted on white card and 29 is mounted on another glittery star. Then move on to 30 and 31, the final double page. Well, I'll just use up the last remaining pieces really. This is quite thick because I've got layered chipboard one on top of the other. I was worried about using the Bramble Fox numbers because of bulk, but actually they're no thicker than the chipboard, which I used throughout the album anyway, so that's worked out perfectly well. My album is as thick as it would normally be. So that's the last double page, and then finish off with a back cover. Now this was one of the pattern papers in the paper book, in the paper pad, sorry, and I couldn't really use that as a layout. I could possibly have put photos at the bottom or something, but I just thought how perfect for a back cover final page in the album. So and this is the other perspective that came with the Bramble Fox number set. It just says December, so Jingle All the Way, December, and I think I'll probably write 2018 underneath there. So there won't be any photos on here. It will just be just a pretty back cover. Okay, so that is my December album so far. Thank you so much for joining me today. I will hopefully film a flip through when it is done as well.